small town surrounded by narrow roads and quiet evenings, there lived a young man named Ayan. The town itself was ordinary. Shops opened at sunrise, farmers returned home by dusk, and life followed a rhythm everyone seemed to respect. Everyone except Ayan. Ayan was known for one thing above all else: delay. He was not careless, nor was he foolish. In fact, people often said he had potential. But potential, when left untouched, slowly turns into disappointment. Ayan believed life was long and forgiving. There would always be another day, another chance, another tomorrow. If someone asked him about his plans, he smiled easily and said, "I'll start soon." Soon never came. His mornings began late, his afternoons vanished quickly, and his nights were spent promising himself change. Promises that quietly expired by dawn. His parents worried but said little. His friends moved forward, one by one, while Ayan stayed exactly where he was, convinced he had time. One evening, after missing an important opportunity yet again, Ayan walked aimlessly outside the town. The sky was painted orange, and the air felt unusually still. His steps carried him toward an old watchtower near the edge of the fields, a forgotten structure people avoided, claiming nothing ever changed there. Beneath the watchtower sat an elderly man on a stone bench. He was carefully repairing a pocket watch, his movements slow but precise, as if every second mattered deeply to him. Ayan stopped. "Why fix something so old?" he asked casually. The man didn't look up. "Because even old things still measure time," he replied. Something about the answer unsettled Ayan. The man introduced himself as Ustad Rahim, a former clockmaker who once designed timepieces for towns far beyond this one. His voice was calm, almost gentle, yet it carried an authority that demanded attention. Ayan laughed lightly. "Time isn't that serious," he said. "There's always more of it." Rahim finally looked up. His eyes were sharp, not angry, not kind, just aware. "People who believe that," he said quietly, "are usually the ones who run out first." Without another word, Rahim placed the pocket watch into Ayan's hand. It was heavier than expected. The glass was scratched, the metal faded. Most strangely, it wasn't ticking. "This watch represents your time," Rahim said. "It only moves when its owner respects it." Ayan frowned. "That's impossible." Rahim smiled faintly. "So is believing tomorrow is guaranteed." As the sun dipped lower, Rahim spoke, not in lectures but in stories. Stories of men who waited too long. Of dreams postponed until they quietly disappeared. Of lives spent planning instead of living. Ayan felt uncomfortable. He had heard advice before, but this felt different. It wasn't loud or demanding. It simply felt true. "What if I've already wasted too much time?" Ayan asked, his voice lower now. Rahim stood up slowly. "Time is generous," he said, "but it never forgets." Before Ayan could respond, Rahim walked away, leaving him alone with the silent watch. That night, Ayan placed the watch beside his bed. He stared at it in the darkness, half expecting it to move. Just before midnight, it did. Tick, tick, tick. 3 seconds, then silence. Ayan's heart raced. He didn't sleep that night because a frightening thought refused to leave him. What if time wasn't waiting for him anymore? Ayan did not sleep well that night. Every time he closed his eyes, he imagined the pocket watch ticking again, slow, sharp, and deliberate. When morning came, he woke earlier than usual, unsettled and restless. The watch lay quietly on the table beside his bed, unmoving, as if nothing strange had happened at all. He picked it up, silent. For a moment, Ayan convinced himself that the ticking had been nothing more than exhaustion playing tricks on his mind. He slipped the watch into his pocket and decided to forget about it. Life, after all, had always moved forward whether he worried or not. The day unfolded as it usually did. Ayan delayed his work, postponed important tasks, and told himself he would start later. Minutes turned into hours. By midday, a familiar feeling returned, the heavy disappointment of another unproductive day. But this time, the feeling was stronger. Every time he ignored a responsibility, he felt an odd pressure in his pocket, as if the watch inside had grown heavier. He pulled it out and turned it in his hand. It felt solid, dense, almost uncomfortable to hold. By evening, he found himself walking back toward the old watchtower. He hadn't planned to go there, yet his feet moved on their own, guided by an unease he could not explain. Ustad Rahim sat beneath the tower, just as before, gently polishing a small clock face. "You wasted most of today," Rahim said calmly, without looking up. Ayan stopped in his tracks. "How could you know that?" Rahim reached down and picked up a small stone from the ground. He placed it in Ayan's hand. Lift it. Ayan raised the stone easily. Rahim added a second stone, then a third. Soon, Ayan's arm began to tense. Time works the same way, Rahim said softly. One wasted moment feels light, but wasted moments collect. Quietly, patiently, Ayan glanced at the watch in his palm. So this wait, it's because I delayed? Rahim nodded. Yes, time does not shout when it is abused. It waits. But many people waste time and still succeed, Ayan argued. Rahim smiled faintly. Some people reach the finish line, he said, only to realize they ran in the wrong direction. That night, Rahim gave Ayan a challenge. For 7 days, he said, live as though your time is limited. No excuses. No postponing. If the watch moves again, you will have your answer. Ayan hesitated, then agreed. The first day was painful. Discipline felt unnatural. His mind searched constantly for distractions. The watch remained silent. The second day was harder. He nearly gave up more than once. Still, he forced himself forward. By the fourth day, something changed. Completing tasks brought a strange sense of peace. He felt lighter, focused, more present. On the sixth day, exhausted but determined, Ayan checked the watch. Tick. A single, soft tick echoed in the silence. His heart raced. On the seventh day, Ayan returned to the watchtower. Hope and fear tangled together. Rahim stood quietly as Ayan opened his hand. Tick, tick, tick. The watch was alive again. Ayan smiled in relief. I did it, he said. Rahim did not smile. Starting is easy, Rahim replied. Continuing is rare. Ayan's smile faded. What happens now, he asked. Rahim met his gaze. Now, he said, life will test whether you truly respect time or only fear losing it. The watch kept ticking, steady and unrelenting. And for the first time, Ayan realized that change had only just begun. For a while, everything seemed to improve. Ayan woke up earlier, worked with focus, and finished tasks he once avoided for weeks. The pocket watch continued to tick steadily in his pocket, a quiet reminder that he was moving forward. For the first time in his life, he felt in control. Then life pushed back. The first test came unexpectedly. An old friend visited him one afternoon, laughing and teasing him for becoming too serious. He invited Ayan to spend the day wandering aimlessly, just like before. Ayan hesitated. The old version of himself felt comfortingly close. Just one day won't hurt, his friend said. Ayan agreed. That evening, as he returned home, the watch in his pocket felt heavier. When he checked it, the ticking had slowed, faint, uncertain, struggling. Panic tightened in his chest. The next few days were worse. Ayan faced setbacks at work. One important effort failed despite his hard work. Disappointment crept in, whispering that change wasn't worth the struggle. He skipped his routine. He delayed again. The watch grew quieter. Desperate, Ayan returned to the watchtower. Ustad Rahim listened silently as Ayan confessed everything, his fear, his frustration, his doubt. I tried, Ayan said, but life keeps getting in the way. Rahim picked up a cracked mirror from beside the tower and held it out. Look, he said. Ayan saw his reflection, tired, tense, uncertain. Time doesn't disappear during failure, Rahim said. It reveals who you are when things go wrong. Ayan clenched his fists. So what am I supposed to do? Never fail. Rahim shook his head. Failure is not the enemy. Delay is. Rahim explained that valuing time was not about speed or perfection. It was about intention, doing one thing fully, even when it felt small. Don't chase results, Rahim said. Chase presence. Ayan returned home with a new understanding. Instead of forcing himself to do everything, he focused on doing one thing at a time, properly. He spoke honestly with his family. He worked without rushing. He listened instead of escaping. Slowly, the watch steadied. The ticking returned, not louder but consistent. Weeks passed. Ayan no longer needed to check the watch constantly. Its rhythm matched his own. Life still presented challenges, but he no longer ran from them. One evening, filled with quiet confidence, Ayan went back to the watchtower to thank Rahim. But the tower was empty. No tools, no bench, no Rahim. Only a folded note lay beneath the banyan tree. Ayan opened it with trembling hands. You no longer need a reminder. Become one. Ayan stood there as the wind moved through the fields, the watch ticking softly in his pocket. For the first time, he understood. Time had not changed him. Listening had. Years passed, quietly but purposefully. Ayan no longer measured his days by the ticking of the pocket watch. yet it remained with him, resting in a drawer, worn but respected. His life had taken a direction he once thought impossible. He worked with discipline, spoke with clarity, and lived with intention. People noticed. Younger students sought his advice. Neighbors trusted his judgment. Those who once laughed at his seriousness now asked how he had changed so completely. Ayan never claimed greatness. He only spoke honestly. One day, he would say, I realized time was not against me, but it was not waiting either. Eventually, Ayan found himself standing near the old watchtower again. The structure remained unchanged, but it no longer felt abandoned. People passed by it now, often stopping to rest or reflect, unaware of how deeply it had once shaped a life. One evening, a restless young boy approached him. The boy's eyes carried the same careless confidence Ayan once had. Everyone tells me I should hurry, the boy said, but I think I have plenty of time. Ayan smiled gently and reached into his pocket. He did not hand over the watch. Instead, he placed his hand over his chest. Time isn't something you hold, he said. It's something you live. He told the boy his story, not as a lesson, but as a warning wrapped in truth. He spoke about delay, about comfort, about how regret grows silently. The boy listened, uncertain but curious. That night, Ayan returned home and opened the drawer where the pocket watch rested. He picked it up carefully. It had stopped ticking. For a brief moment, fear surfaced. Then understanding followed. The watch had done its job. Time no longer needed to remind him. His habits, his choices, and his awareness had become the reminder. He no longer chased tomorrow. He honored today. Ayan looked out the window as the sun dipped below the horizon. Somewhere, someone was wasting a minute without realizing its cost. Somewhere else, another person was deciding to begin. Time moved for both of them, and it judged neither. It simply continued. Ayan placed the watch back in the drawer and closed it gently, knowing that its silence was not a loss, but a sign of growth. He whispered words he once needed to hear himself. Start now, because the greatest